Good morning, everyone. And for now, you might still hear me coughing in here a little bit, but other than that, I'm doing well. Oh, there it is. Alright, so nothing really to get too excited on here. Waiting for that 9:30 opening here, of course. 6 more minutes. If you look here, you can see we overlap this inefficiency here and essentially got to the midpoint of this wick over here. You can see that, extend that out, just traded into that. Now I would have preferred if we dipped up into this new week opening gap here, but we didn't get that, which is I mean, that's fine. Also trading up into this, I'm not sure if we tapped it or not. Yeah, this 15-minute order block here. And then we had this breaker over here. High, low, higher high, down close candle, extend it out. Then over here we had consolidation, expansion out of the consolidation, trade below this swing low, and we just repriced up into the high of this balanced price range and this 5-minute gap here. But a very low volatility this morning here. There's a lot of sell stops stacking up below here as well. Not to mention. But yeah, I like how we had a nice little build up into a premium here. Relative to yesterday's 2 o'clock high. Yikes. So yeah, I'm hoping we can carve something out here today, but I'm not in a rush to do anything today. Alright, the last 2 days are pretty clean, as you guys saw in my videos. Hope those are helping out, by the way. But yeah, not every day has to be a trading day, but hopefully today can be a trading day. Now that I'm live streaming. Go ahead and hit that like button, please. It'll be very much appreciated. So I'm actually going to scroll back here quick. You guys can clearly see this breaker here on the 5-minute time frame. And this blue shaded area here, I'm going to change that quick. So now this tan shaded area is wrong time frame. Simply this 15-minute gap that was created here. So if you just take a look here, look how many times highs were taken out and buy side was taken out, and look how many times sell side was taken out, not once. So I think a move lower is warranted at the 9:30 opening here. Let's go. We're back. Don't forget to hit the like button for me, please. Alright, so 9:30 opening here. See how we're consolidating on this order block here, these two down close candles. Take the opening, extend it out. And then we're also consolidating within this 5-minute gap. So we're kind of stuck in between two different, we're stuck in between a premium array and a discount array. Alright, so obviously off the initial expansion, it looks like it wants to take out these clean highs here. Doesn't have to though, it's August, and August tends to obviously do things that normally wouldn't happen. Let's flip over to NQ. Relative equal lows here on NASDAQ. Repriced up into this order block here, these two consecutive up close candles. Alright, so we're respecting that order block, this breaker, and this inefficiency here. So I think they're gonna stab it through these relative equal lows here, obviously. I want to see ES confirm that lower low here, down below these lows. So obviously long term today I'm going to be favoring the downside, obviously, but I'm being careful just because it's Thursday and we've already kind of traded down a lot this week. Just like I posted yesterday in the private tab for you guys. When excitement is high, you stay out, because that's when you'll lose the most money. Okay, so that sell side was cleared on NQ. These two lows here. Just traded down to this hourly order block. And then if you go down to the 15-minute time frame, that turns into these three consecutive candles here. So I'm going to also flip to Dow quick, see what we did there. So Dow, complete opposite. Another reason to stay out. But Dow was able to take out this 7 o'clock high. Finally. See how we traded traded up into the rejection block here? All these smooth bodies, we cleared that out. And then traded into the wicks. See how it looks in the 15? Kind of similar there. So yeah, if we're going lower, I want to see us dig through mean threshold of this order block here. but otherwise I'm not really interested. We do have a rather large regular trading hour gap. It's probably good to mention. Alright, so what did I say? Mean threshold, which is just a fancy word for midpoint. I want to see it dig through that. So there's that blue line there. Just know that's midpoint of this order block. Alright, so we're digging through that now. Go ahead and run up that like button for me, please. Once again, that would be very much appreciated. NASDAQ digging through that mean threshold of the hourly order block. What I wanted to see. Wicked up multiple times into this up close candle. Trading off now. Gonna be sell stops resting below here. I'm gonna take a look at the dollar index quick. So dollar index cleared south side here. Apologize for all the coughing, guys. I'm still sick here, obviously. Trade into a discount on the dollar index. Ultimately, not that it's going to happen today, I do want to see. So we are back below midnight opening price here. I want to see us dig deeper through this high here. And maybe get above this one as well, this June 12th. Man. Five-minute fair value gap left behind here. Now, do they want this to be a breakaway gap, or is that something they want to retrace up into? So, a little 932 swing to the upside here. Obviously would have preferred if it took out this high first, but failure swing there. We open up at this next 5-minute candle, trade up into this order block, and then trade off. So, decent enough signatures playing out here, but nothing, no high probability entries yet. So, there's that sell side tap there. believe we're also digging into that regular trading hour gap now. Yes, sir. So like I said, if we're going to continue lower, wanted to see us dig through mean threshold here, so we did. So I can take that line off now. So now that we're back below this inefficiency up here, you can see that. You can see that that's just the low of the breaker there. So I was actually going to put a line there, but I can just reference the low of the breaker. Morning, Rome. If you guys gained any insight so far, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, obviously not looking like the cleanest day here. Not bad, but definitely not like ideal or anything. But if you're looking for some more high probability teachings here and some insights, I have a review posted with executions, not just hindsight reviews. I have Tuesday and Wednesday, so those would be my last two videos. I would definitely recommend giving those a watch. Let's see if NASDAQ wants to retrace into that 5-minute gap up here. So this 930 high here, if you go over to DXY, you can see 930 did make a lower low. So if those lows are held intact on the dollar index, it's kind of trading aggressively lower now on the dollar index. But if they were held intact, the lows, that would be an SMT divergence with the dollar index. But yeah, so far the dollar looking weak here. We are back below that midnight opening. Failed to get up into that 5-minute gap there. So let's see what they want to do now that we've traded below these sell stops. So ideally, If I would have got some type of institutional order flow entry drill up here, obviously I would have went short right there. Didn't give it to us though, which is, I mean, that's fine. It's gonna be sell side resting below these midnight lows here. See how price returned right above that 930 opening here? They do that to accumulate more shorts to the downside. And you can see that perfectly here. So the next draw for ES would be down here, of course. Longer term though, I'll take your attention to this low here. Obviously we pierced through that a little bit, but I want to see a deeper run through it. And it's probably way too much to ask for it to get down to here, but that long term, that's what I'm looking for. So we have our interest, lower targets. Now it's just a matter of waiting. Nothing more, nothing less. Alright, so we got 44 viewers, 17 likes. Let's go ahead and run up that like button for me, please. So now let's monitor and see if it wants to retrace up into these two up close candles, potentially. And then this 1 minute fractal breaker here, along with this inefficiency, of course. But ideally on a day like this, I am looking for a 5 or 15 minute time frame entry. So like a retracement into an inefficiency up here in this breaker, or like, you know, something along those lines. So NASDAQ is the oh, excuse me. NASDAQ is obviously the leader to the downside right now. But yeah, just no entry, but beautiful accumulation of shorts above this 930 opening here. Extend that out. Boom. So yeah, like I said, I'm only looking for 5 or 15 minute time frame entries this morning. Obviously, this is very pretty likely to play out here on the 1 minute time frame, but I don't care. I'm waiting for my 5 minute entry. NASDAQ retracing up into this 1 minute inefficiency and breaker. Like I said. So measure out this wick right here. Almost got up to the midpoint there. Very close proximity. So this here would be our mitigation block traded into. Should be back. Hopefully. Like, I'm pretty sure. Appreciate you guys. Let me know on Twitter, by the way. Thanks, guys. But literally, like, I think like the past 4 streams, they just like YouTube just randomly ends it, and I have to restart it back up, and then everything's fine. Which, I mean, whatever. Get your shit together, YouTube. But yeah, you see the benefit of just waiting and not chasing the excitement. Anyone that went short here and didn't take their profit and took their 8 handles or whatnot, or didn't take a partial, I mean, they're probably in an emotional roller coaster right now. They're like, oh, is it going to snap back up above this high? Take my stop. But I believe we almost have a complete fill on the regular trading hour gap. That was my dog, if you heard that. He probably wants attention right about now. So I want to see what we everything we do once we get into this 15-minute gap is what's going to play out this morning, the rest of this morning here for me. If we get into it, of course. And then essentially this low is like right where this breaker is, so I'm not going to outline the breaker. Excuse me. So yeah, I want to see us get into that 15-minute gap here. If it does leave this open here, that would just be a breakaway gap. Let me look back at my live here and make sure it's not buffering again. Alright, cool. Cool. Go ahead and run that like button for me, please. Can we get up to 30 likes? Is that too much to ask for? Maybe. So, notice how they engineered these highs right here. I want to see if we can drive it up above there and get into this 50-minute gap. I'm going to flip over to the dollar index now. See if anything interesting. Okay, so it did leave these lows intact. That's what I wanted to see. So we had that SMT with dollar index on the lows. And then displacement higher on dollar. So that's what I wanted to see. Back below that midnight opening price. And the 4-hour order block. Extend that out. So yeah. Long term, I want to see if dollar can get back above these midnight highs here. Don't need it to do that, but I want to see if it can. So yeah, the indices just don't want to dip up into inefficiencies today on the higher time frames here. So once again, if they leave this open, this is just going to be classified as a breakaway gap. Flipping over to NASDAQ. NASDAQ getting real close to that London low. Unsurprisingly. Alright, there's that London low swept. And I believe they'll keep this as a breakaway gap now. So now I can trust getting short. That is if they give me an entry, because I'm not going to, you know, force anything, of course. So I'm not surprised by this retracement here because we just swept that London low on NASDAQ. If you take a look at NASDAQ. So that would be this low right here. This was swept on NASDAQ. Failed to do so on ES here. Alright, so there's that 15-minute imbalance repriced to. Beautiful. Now I want to see what we do now that we got into that. Now, if it wasn't August and if it wasn't a Thursday after we've already traded down and had a nice daily range here, I would just be going short right there as soon as it dips up into that 15-minute gap. But since we have all these external factors, I just need to get just a little bit more tipping of the hand. So technically we have SMT, well not technically, we do have SMT divergence here. NASDAQ, this 1006 candle swept this low right here. Now, and another reason why I can't trust this short is because yes, they can leave these intact, but we do have clean highs up here. I'm not saying we're going up there, but it's always like, you always need like more tipping of the hand than just this. Whenever you have highs up here like that look clean like that right here. Alright, so nice rejection off that 15-minute gap there. We also have this order block here. So anyone that went short off excitement in that opening range and didn't take a partial or didn't take profit or at least a partial, you know, they're going through it right now. Alright, 45 viewers. I just need one more like to get up to 30 likes. Appreciate you guys. So yeah, the past few days a lot cleaner than this. Certainly signatures that I can outline here, as you guys saw. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, these past few days here, Tuesday and Wednesday, very clean days. Even Monday was pretty clean. I have a review posted for Tuesday and Wednesday though. Beautiful insights. That's all I gotta say. So these clean internal highs were swept. We dipped up into the 15-minute gap. Now I need to see displacement. NASDAQ looks like it's going into a consolidation here. Potentially wanting to get into new lows there. Traded NASDAQ also traded into the midpoint of Wednesday's wick on the hourly time frame. Also sweeping that London low as I anticipated before the fact, not hindsight. Alright, so there's that displacement I wanted to see off that 15-minute gap and sweeping these internal highs. Nasdaq in very close proximity to previous day's low. Beautiful. Now, do we get a retracement into this gap, or does it continue lower and leave this as a breakaway gap? That's what I'm monitoring going forward here. So Nasdaq getting ready to sweep previous day's low as anticipated. Ahead of time, you guys can rewind the tape. It's not hindsight. This isn't me beating my chest or anything either. I'm just letting you know. You know, you got all these Twitter guys that like to come in after the fact. So that's why I'm saying that. I'm not sure if you guys can hear my dog barking up in the background, but we got to leave him in his cage right now because he's been chewing up the walls. We're trying to train him here. But yeah, he's been chewing up the walls, so while I'm live streaming, I got to leave him in his cage, or else I'll come upstairs to a even more chewed wall. But yeah, I don't know why. For some reason, I just don't want to take an entry at all today. Like, even though I have my targets and stuff, and NASDAQ traded to my targets, for some reason, I just don't want to enter today. I'm just not liking, see, it just completely disregarded this inefficiency here. NASDAQ did not sweep Wednesday's low, just came right down to it, matched that low, and traded off of it. Retail speculators are probably thinking that's strong support. I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking we're going to eventually sleep through that. So now do we just continue consolidating? Do we trade higher back into the 15-minute gap, or do we get back down below this inefficiency and then come back and use it inversely? Ideally, I'd want to see this swing high be formed after trading to this 15-minute gap. Alright, so back below it, do we treat it inversely? Do we come back? Do we get back below it and come back up to it? Treat it as resistance? Let's see. NASDAQ rushing back towards the sell side as expected. Beautiful. I'm not surprised that they had that initial bounce off that low. They just wanted to give hope that that's some type of support, and then they'll just ram right through it. Clear manipulation. ICT said the same. He doesn't feel like entering. Yeah, I don't know. Just something about this. I mean, it is August, so can't say I'm surprised, but yeah, I'm not sure if ES is wanting to trade as aggressively as NASDAQ is. Okay, I think you guys can definitely hear my dog up there barking. He's a little husky. He's pretty big for a puppy, though. He's just over a month old. But yeah, I gotta have him in the cage while I'm live streaming, because if not, I'll come upstairs and all the walls will be chewed up, and there'll probably be a nice little pile of shit laying on the floor. So yeah, we're working on him though. He's a work in progress. Alright, so I want to see what we do if we continue to treat this inversely. So we traded up, wicked off. Just zoom out real quick and take a look at the 15-minute time frame. Is this something you want to enter on? I mean, not me. I mean, if you want to, I mean, that's cool. That's your capital that you're risking, not my capital. But I'm good. Me personally, I'm good. NASDAQ delivered to all my targets. Almost got to the previous day low here, but obviously I don't trade the NASDAQ because it's additional risk that I don't need. So basically, if something doesn't perform on the ES, I'm not trading, basically. There has been a few live streams, though, where I did take a NASDAQ shorts just because it was very high probability and I was able to have a tight stop. So that is an exception. But other than that, I will not be trading the NASDAQ. Alright, so while you guys continue to stare at this consolidation here, I'm going to go upstairs real quick for like a minute and check on my dog quick, see if he's alright. And so we're at 34 likes. By the time I come downstairs, can I potentially get to 40 likes? That'd be very much appreciated. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright. All is well. He just wanted some attention. Ah, shit. Two legs off, but nonetheless, I appreciate it, guys. So, yeah, damn, looks like I missed out on a whole lot when I was gone that minute there, huh? But yeah, I'm happily not in the marketplace this morning, so I can go ahead and erase this because the macro did not play out. I believe it did on NASDAQ, but not ES. Yeah. So you see how, let's go to the 15-minute time frame. See how he matched that midnight low, or not midnight, Wednesday's low here, so he matched it. Obviously it's not gonna stay like this. It's gonna trade through it eventually, but for now I just leave it alone. Remember I said if this isn't filled in, this will just be used as a breakaway gap. That's exactly what took place. This is a breakaway gap, and technically this would be a bounce price range anyways. So you see how it trades up to this low here, bumps up into that, and then trades off, because from this low to this high, that's offering buy side, and then it trades down overlapping that. So if it does trade up into an inefficiency like that with that type of scenario, you wouldn't want it to stay there long. Alright, so there's that sell stop, or previous day's low, finally tapped on NASDAQ. We were looking for that all morning, just nothing to enter on. And I don't trade NASDAQ, so. So for anyone that does trade the NASDAQ, this would be a pretty decent short right here. Met with high resistance, but I wasn't taking that, obviously. Too much open risk. I would have to have my stop the whole way above this gap here. So ES just not wanting to give it up. Just consolidating more. NASDAQ was obviously the clear strong indice today. But yeah, honestly, I would just, I mean, obviously I laid out some nice things today, and I called lower targets ahead of time while we're, like, even before the 9:30 opening. It's nothing to, like, be, you know, euphoric about. I mean, if you think about it, in trading, you have a 50-50 chance of being right. It can only go up or down, or just consolidate, obviously. But anyone can just come to the marketplace and be like, oh yeah, all right, I think we're gonna go lower. I think we're gonna go lower towards these lows. Okay, yeah. So the probabilities are on your side. You have a 50-50 chance of being right. It can either go lower and do what you said it will, or it can go higher and you'll be wrong. So predicting the markets has never been something, you know, to, like, be proud of, honestly, because it's all about execution, psychology, and just overall knowing what you're doing intraday. But yeah, it's kind of funny if you think about it like that, though. I mean, you literally have a 50-50 chance of being right. You just come in and say if you think it's going to go up or down. 50-50 chance of being right. So that's why I never understand when dudes on Twitter be like, oh yeah, I predicted this. Look at me. Come buy my course. But they'll never show you real executions. I do, though. On every single review I do. Executions right at the beginning of the video. I believe I gave some good insights this live stream, but if you really want the, good stuff, quote unquote, you'll just go ahead and watch my previous 2 videos, which obviously was just reviewing Tuesday and Wednesday. Beautiful days. So we got back below this gap here. Does it hold this resistance and then trade lower, or does it continue to consolidate? So I thought this was pretty funny. I'm not sure if you guys saw my most recent video in my comment section. Some troll or whatever he is got up in my comment section and he said same old bullshit. ICT Concepts rebranded fancy retail, only works in these little hindsight YouTube videos, but my executions are literally the first thing that pops up in the video, and then I review it. So yeah, that people's stupidity sometimes amazes me. I want to see these lows down here get swept on ES. So yeah, warranted rejection here because NASDAQ took previous day's low. No surprises over here. If it wants to continue lower going into today's close, I'm going to be looking at, for NASDAQ, 14857.75. Yes, that 5-minute time frame looking very hideous. And anytime a 5-minute time frame is not looking good, you should probably not be pushing live funds. That's for sure. Same with yesterday. That 10 to 11 o'clock hour, I'm sure a lot of guys blew their accounts in this. But ultimately, the real move took place. But yeah, like I said, I do want to see these lows get swept within the next 5 minutes at least. See the precision on that inverse gap here? See how we wick up into it and the body's closed at the low? So yeah, nothing too crazy today. No emotional attachment to the charts here. Just simply tape reading and outlining everything I see. Alright, there's those lows traded into off this inverse gap here. Beautiful. So, like I said, everything unfolding as I'm anticipating it to, but no live funds being pushed here. So I want to see if ES can get animated towards the downside and get to that London low now. That's what I'll be looking for. And I believe we are in a discount, yeah, obviously. See that? So yeah, I think I'm gonna be closing up shop here. I just want to see, this London low get swept. So this 15-minute gap dipped up into that institutional order flow entry drill, met with high resistance, but ultimately delivered. NASDAQ continuing to the downside past that previous day low. So yeah, NASDAQ looked cleaner, but you can see the very high resistance here on ES. So even though I could have taken a decent entry here, definitely some mental capital preserved today, which is more important than the charts. So yeah, I'm just waiting for that low to be swept. Yikes. There we go. Appreciate your mag kids. Glad you found something useful here. So ES basically just playing catch up here with NASDAQ. Let me see what NASDAQ's doing right now. Kind of just consolidating. Very close proximity on NASDAQ to that level I called out. 14858.75. Could be off a little bit, but I'm tracing up into a 5-minute fair value gap here. Alright, so I think I saw everything I wanted to see here. I'm just going to go ahead and end the stream here. I outlined everything ahead of time. I brought these levels to your attention. They were delivered on NASDAQ. Every PD array was listed. And yeah, I think I'm content. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. I forget if I said 8:20 or 9:20. Okay, so tomorrow would be 9:20 a.m. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I'll see you tomorrow on a live stream.